YouTube, and this is Mike G, live in the Mr. GTV Facebook page and interactive with members of that community, and also with you guys on YouTube, but not interactive, although you can still comment and I will get back to you. This is your live interactive tarot demonstration. Let me just sign in. So there will be comments coming through on this camera that you guys on YouTube won't see, but you're going to love this. I work with spirit, I work with the cards, I work with you empathically, I work with colours, numbers, vibration. Let's just see what happens. I'm just going to go for this because that's what I do, and if you like it, there's plenty more of this sort of stuff to see on Mr. GTV for free, and all you have to do is hashtag in the search box and do hashtag Tarot Tuesday or hashtag Tarot Demonstrations. And I've got to say, I've done this for over 30 years. I teach this, and but for these purposes and legalities, I do this for entertainment purposes. I will also say that, just in the introduction, that I'm raising money for a computer for the local school in the village where I live. These are underprivileged children, challenged children in an area of not a lot of money, and they would love a computer. So they can get a computer wholesale. My intention is to raise round about £1,000 to enable them to get this computer so they can teach the kids in the Temple School computer skills and literacy on the computer. So I'm actually knocking £10 off my normal £65 one-to-one tarot reading, and I've asked for people to have a tarot reading for 50 quid, and all the money will go towards the computer. If I can get 20 people, then I can raise £1,000, and on your behalf and my behalf, we can give this school the computer, and I'll film that, and that will make you and me feel good, and the kids will be very, very grateful. I've already got some names. I've got Michelle Julian, who I think will be watching this tonight, so thank you, Michelle. Sue Parker, Sarah Jane Thorne, Helen Garner, Alicia Dawn Roberts, Steph Thomas, Sheena Williams. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people there. That's going to raise about 380 quid from you guys. So I need about another 12 people. So if you know anybody who wants a one-to-one tarot reading, that'll be in depth. It'll be 60 to 90 minutes, all digitally recorded, put into Vimeo privately with the password, so that you can enjoy that and see what is revealed, and then see how that guidance plays out between now and the end of the year. So basically, during September, October, I'm looking for about 15 more people. We can raise £1,000 and then give this computer to the kids in the Temple School. So without further ado, I know this is 4:30, it's a funny time, but most people watch on catch up, and I already asked for numbers. So I'm going to start with Gary Holbrook, who isn't watching, but he's asked me for 25. So what I do is, normally speaking, I'd say pick a card. I can't do that because it's interactive. You know, it's virtual. So I count 25 cards down. You'll see me do it, and then we start with that. So for Gary, who I've not seen for a long time, 25. Let's start with the numbers, numerology. It's 2 and a 5. 2 is the duality of you. 2, Gary, is the duality of you, and 5 is change. So the duality of you is going through change at the moment, but it accumulates. 2 and 5 is 7, which is a match made in heaven. So it's got a good outcome for you. It's a positive outcome, but there is a battle going on just on the numerology, and that will possibly be revealed in the cards. Now, I'm not going to be doing in-depth readings because this is live and interactive and it's public. So I'm not going to give away any of your personal details, Gary. Got other people who've given me numbers, you know, but if I get through these numbers and I've got time to take numbers from the viewers, then you know, I will do that, as I always do. So I'm going to count 25 cards down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 2, 3, 24, 25. You're the first person to see it, and it's this card, which is discontent and boredom, and it's creating stability. I feel for you, Gary, there's too much stability, that things need to be shaken up a bit, Gary. I make a psychic connection to you and an empathic connection, a vibrational connection. Hope you're loving the t-shirt, by the way. And okay, I'm just connecting now and seeing what I get. So there's a birthday coming up. This is part of the duality of you. There's a birthday coming up. It's not your birthday. It's a birthday to the duality of you. So this is another aspect of you, a projection of you, and I'm coming up with a name. Let me just work with this. So I'm coming up with a name, and the name's Roy. I hope you can take Roy, Gary, and this is about creating stability with you and Roy. It's not Roy, it's Royston. Royston's not a name, I'm being told, it's a place. I've got no idea where Royston is. Maybe you guys know where Royston is. Northeast, I'm being told. I'm being told through a father, grandfather figure. And the duality of you. This is coming up with London. I've got Royston, which is a place, northeast. I've got London, and I've got a birthday coming up. And it's the duality of you. This is a moment when I wished you were watching, but you're not. You're going to watch this on catch up, so maybe you can message me and tell me what this is. But this is a house and turning away. And all you have to do to create the stability in this moment of duality is to turn towards the light. That's a bit of a cliche, isn't it, Gary? But there's light at the end of the tunnel, and the thing is, the tunnel is an illusion. So there is no tunnel. For you, Gary, you've got to make a connect. I think it's your brother. Okay. So I don't think your brother's called Royston or Roy, but I think Royston is a place. I think this is where you're grounded in. Maybe it's where you're from. Maybe it's where you and your brother are from. I could be completely wrong. I never say that I'm right. I'm just telling you what I get. This is one of those moments. Hi, Spencer. One of those moments where I'm going out on a limb. I got a name, Royston. Then I said it was a place. Then I've got a connection with London. Okay. So it's literally write a letter, send a letter, but I think it's something to do with the mail. Your brother's a male, but I think it's to do with letters. So I believe that the message from your grandfather in spirit is that whatever's gone on for you or your brother, or between you and your brother, the dynamic is you've got to turn towards the light. There's a house here. This is the palace. A palace represents your mind. Your mind is a crystal palace. That's how I'm reading this for you. And I don't say this to everybody. The discontent and boredom that you're both in a status quo that's not good enough, and father figures saying, come on lads. Don't want to go any further with this. So there's a disconnect that's got to be reconnected. You've got to look to the bright side of life. And you've got to, there's a connection with sending a letter or mail, or I've got mail and letters around your brother. I think that's the proof that it's your brother. And I think Royston is a place, and I think possibly that place is what connects you to your brother. Maybe that's your hometown, or maybe the last place you met. But the message for you tonight, Gary, with the number 25 is the duality. It's you and your brother, your chalk and cheese. But you do bond together, but there's a disconnect that's got to be rebonded. Grandfather's saying, reminding you of the connection of hometown, I believe, which is what Royston is. I thought it was a name, but it's not, it's a hometown. Connection to male, and you've got to turn around and see the light. And this There is light at the end of the tunnel. The tunnel is an illusion, so there's no dark place that you've got to go through. You can create this now. You've got to have a breakthrough. There's an enlightenment going on. There's an enlightenment going on. Get in touch with me, Gary. If you were watching this, you could probably fill in some of the blanks, but I don't need you to. That's the message for you. So the next message is for Claire Jeffries. The next message is for Claire Jeffries. She's given me the number 6, which is all about state of mind. Okay, so we're going to go down to the 6th card for Claire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's about wisdom. When I look at that card, it always reminds me of, in my day, it was Eamon Andrews. I know more recently it was that guy on TV that presented the Antiques Roadshow. Can't think of his name now. Silver Fox guy, very smooth. With the big red book, This Is Your Life. This is your life, Claire Jeffries. Where you are at the moment is your life path. There's thoughts about moving into a new house. That metaphorically could be a new situation, a new environment. Although you might tell me that you are actually thinking of moving. There is a connection with a new family, and it's a complete connection that's going to change your fortune. And I'm not a fortune teller, but I'm just getting this, and I'm getting this through your 9. There's a very strong 9, that's Welsh for grandma, bond between you and your 9, Claire. I don't think I've ever met you, Claire. I'm quite happy that the people that I've got a couple of people that have met me and I know. A lot of strangers come through on the channel. And it's a lot easier for me to prove that I'm getting genuine connection when I'm telling people that I've never met what I get. But nevertheless, even if you were my daughter or my son or my next door neighbour, I'd still give you a valid message and I wouldn't wing it, I wouldn't. So Claire Jeffries, you chose 6, so it's state of mind. So it's on your grandma, your 9 is on your mind. And you're looking for justification and approval, and she's giving you a yes. There's a Bangor connection with you. I don't think you're in Bangor, but there's a Bangor connection with you. And 9 is looking down on both of you, and there's a child as well. I'm going to say this in the kindest way possible, a challenging, intelligent child that takes up a lot of your energy, and your 9 is pleased with you. And pleased also, and I think it's your sister in Bangor. Yeah, the connection in Bangor is your sister, and your 9's pleased with the pair of you. I'm going to pick another card for you. Okay, there you go. Meaning of love. You've got to let the candle go. You've got to let your 9 go. You've not let her go. Keep her in love in your memory. But it's memories of love, and you can't make this up. The card I chose for you is number 6, and you picked 6. The number that you chose was 6, Claire. And the card I've just randomly picked is a 6. So it connects with the 6. And I said, so your 9's been on your mind, and you were wondering, you were looking for approval. You wanted your 9 to know that you were okay, and you wanted your 9. You wanted to hear your 9 that she was happy with you, that you're okay, and she thinks you're okay. Well, she does, and it's memories of love, but she wants you to let it go now and go your own way. But keep her in spirit and tell the stories and take her love into your life and integrate it through your life, Claire. Massive role model for you. She's there for you. Hiya, Tabby. She's there for you, but you chose the number 6, and randomly the card it came to was, relevant, and it brought up the Bangor connection with your sister, and it brought up the memories of love. So take that with love. As I say, it's a public reading. I won't go any deeper than that. but that's quite relevant. Lynn Gandhi at 14, 1 and 4. 1 is the I am, representing yourself, Lynn, redefining who you are, and the 4 is stability. So it's redefining yourself. Again, looking for stability. Not quite got it there yet, but it would suggest that you are on the path towards creating stability. Let's see what the card is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And it comes up with recognition and rewards. So you're being acknowledged here by Spirit for works done, so well done. You're being given, it's a masculine card, so you're almost like being given the Lord Mayor's chain of honour, a chain of office. So what you've been doing recently has sought spiritual approval, so that's good. We don't always know that we're on the right path. We don't always know that we're doing the right thing, but you don't necessarily get it on earth, and your friends don't always congratulate you. In fact, there can be quite a lot of jealousy and backstabbing, but Spirit are pleased with you. I sense that there's a going of full circle. In other words, the number that you chose was I am, which is the 1, and you're going back to who you were and not who you became, and that's taking, if you like, the dead skin away on an onion and getting back to who you really are, getting to the core of you and your core values, core ethics, core morals, and applying some discipline with that, and that's where the stability of the 4 comes in. But there is change of thought. Let's just pick another card for you. Heartache and loss. So this looks like, at the moment, it seems like a lonely path. So you're out and about, but then you're singularly doing this on your own. Now, I know how that feels. So, but it's fruitful. And it comes up with the 3. So there's 3 within you. There's your mind, there's the body and the spirit. So although you're alone, that's how I feel, that you've got to realise that you've got an inner team, and you've got a lifetime of stories, and there's more stories to come. So you never basically, you never basically finish evolving. So you're a work in progress, but where you are at the moment, Lynn, Spirit are pleased with, so do more of that, and ask for divine guidance more, and don't go with your old ways or your own ways. I find actually that I've surrendered a lot recently, even in my goal setting too. Hiya, Andrea. Yes, I can't take personal messages, but I can see that you're here. I was aware, she's messaging me in the Facebook group if you're watching this on YouTube. I am aware that you've messaged me, but I can't take messages when I'm live. But I can see your text here. So if you want to say something to me publicly, I'll take it here, but I can't take private messages while I'm publicly presenting on a live, Andrea. Okay. So that's where I am with you, Lynn. I hope you can take that. Change of thought, positive change. Okay, thank you, Andrea. Thank you for that. It's for after my live. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go with Susan Rice now at 21. 21 again is the duality of Susan Rice. So duality is just a thing that is. Basically, I'm just going to tick these off as I do them. So, there's dualities within us all. It's rather like this t-shirt. It's black and white. There's male and female. There's up and down, left and right, yin and yang, love and fear, and all black and white, and all sorts of things. Yeah, so there's always duality, but what it's saying at the moment, because you picked that particular number, Susan, is that dualities, you're welcome, Lynn, thank you, God bless you. Dualities are always play a part, but they're playing quite a large part at the moment. And I think you've got to watch, in terms of, I'm getting that for you, Susan, there's a light and a dark, and that's not good and bad. That's just, there's light and dark in me, and you've got to make sure that your shadow side gets healed. That's something, if you look at the Mr. GTV training, of healing, you can put light into the darkness. That's another subject. So 21, let's go with that. Oh, so 21, the 2 and the 1, and the 1 is the I am. So it's deciding, Susan, which one you're going to be at the moment. There's always a reason for a season. And the theme at the moment for you is to be aware of the duality. I would say do what works, and because you've self-sabotaged in the past, and that doesn't work. And it's something that I feel can be a bit of a repeat pattern with respect. And me too. Sometimes I get in my own way. So I'll say that, and if the cap fits, wear it. And I think it does for you, Susan. So I'm going to go 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There's the card. I just want to say that if you're not receiving a reading tonight, I know that the words that are coming through are important for you to listen to, even as a witness. Even as an observer, I'm going to say things to the people who aren't receiving the reading that will resonate in your learning and building up your knowledge base. So quite often, you go to a spiritualist church and the medium on stage platform doesn't give you a reading, but you get so much out of it. You can empathize with the person, and that there's a connection, because that person who's receiving the reading is an aspect of you. And then the other thing is the messages that come through, the words from the medium and their guidance is also part of you. So the medium is giving advice because the medium is connected to you. The recipient is receiving the advice, and the recipient is part of you. So the fact that it's not being said to you, it's still all about you. So if you're listening as an observer now or on catch up, what's being said is all about you. Even though people have got different names, there's still aspects of you in the oneness. Hard concept to get your head around. It's probably one of the things that most people are challenged about. A lot of people say to me, what do you mean about this one? How can somebody else be me? It's because you put them out there. If you don't turn up, these people don't exist. By your observation, you bring thought into form. Massive subject. If you want to talk about that, it's something we can talk about again. But if you weren't here, these things wouldn't happen. So the fact that you've turned up, you make them happen. So they're created by you, and they're all relevant to your life story. So patience, Susan Rice. So, the seeds have been planted and the growth will come, but it takes time. It's coming up. You actually chose the number 21. It's coming up with 14. I believe that's the 14th of October. I think on the 14th of October, if you just make a note of that in your diary, there's going to be a revelation or a shift that's relevant to the completion of a story that's unresolved at the moment. And let me tell you what it's all about. Prosperity begins. So financial challenges, investments, contracts, deals, conversations that are going to be fruitful but haven't borne fruit yet. But as it says here, both these cards, the one that I picked at random and the one that you chose, have got a seed in it with it growing and a seed in it with it growing. And it's in your hands on this card that you chose with patience. And it's on that card which says prosperity begins. So if you had financial concerns, and again, I don't want to go too deeply into this in a public reading, you've got nothing to worry about, but you have got to keep your hands on the situation, Susan. If you don't keep your hands on the situation, I wouldn't say it would escalate out of control, but you won't keep a handle on it. So trust the process, trust in the process. You're being told that you're going to be all right, but you have got to keep control of it. And it's loving, healing hands. It's not arguing hands. It's not academic hands. It's not, the duality of you is you've got this male, female. So you've got to come at it with what you are, which is female, which is right brain, which defies logic. It's metaphysical, creative, and not logical, authoritarian. So don't go authoritarian on it. Don't be too clever with this. Let it flow, but you control it Susan. Okay, let's see where I can go with this now. I'm going to go with Mandy Seeger at 52. Never met you, Mandy. Thank you for giving me a number. I've got Mark Williams after this, and then Annette Jones and Paul Edison. Okay, so where am I? Mandy Seeger at 52. Okay, 5 and 2. 5 is changed, 2 is duality. Lots of 2s tonight, lots of dualities. Not surprised that we're in a world of duality insofar as we're living in uncertain times, and it throws up doubts and confusion, and we don't know whether we're coming or going, and that's the duality. Are you coming or going? Just let me have a slurp of my drink. Lots of things going on, and if you follow me on Mr. GTV, you'll see that my news updates are keeping us abreast of what's going on, and I'm giving you the best advice as to what I think you should do with it. I definitely think you should get involved in the healing circles and study the self-healing that I've been teaching probably for a long, long time. Just drop the cards there. Not very professional, but there you go. So we're counting down for Mandy Seeger to 52. Okay, so there's 65 cards, so basically it's 13 off the bottom. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, there you go. Triumphant. Okay, so there's been battles. There's been battles, but you're winning the battle. You're triumphant. Okay, and you've been on your high horse as well, and you've been charging into battle. Hi Catherine, I've got that you want 5. I've got Jill Williams wants 33, and I've also got, amazingly enough, that Andrea Smart Richards wants 5 as well, so I'm getting to you. Okay, so riding into battle here, Mandy. Never met you before, don't know anything about you. Family conflict. I don't want to go too deep into this in a public reading. If I was a spiritualist medium, I'd be looking for evidence for you to tell you who I get, but I'm not a spiritualist medium. I'm a psychic empath, and I just get projections. So I'm getting the duality here, which was in the number that you chose, which is the 5 and the 2, which is the 2, the duality, and the 2 is 2 people in the family who are chalk and cheese. There's the duality, and that puts you at odds a little bit in balancing it off as a mother, having to play to 2 opposites, which means that you've got to split yourself in 2. This is the story that I'm getting, and that's got to change. It's got to become easier for you. So there's conversations that have got to be had, and there's conversations that have been had, and you're wondering how far you can push these conversations. And this is basically saying that you're being told by Spirit through me to stand on your soapbox and to say what you want to say, that you won't be wrong. I don't know you, Mandy, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is your sons. And I've got 2, which is, and the relationship with your sons has got to change. And it's going to be better for that change. And you're a great mother. And by talking, you're going to get it back on track. Michelle Julian, I can see your narrative here, and you did choose 37. I'm coming to you. Okay, so there's a hero involved here. I've got almost like a James Bond. I don't know where that comes in. Mandy Seeger, a strong Bond, a James Bond. And you've got to get the relationships back on track. There's a sporty element to one of your sons, and a creative element to the other one. And this is the disparity, that one is very creative. I would say okay, I'm getting all sorts of things through now psychically, but I can see a stage. Anyway, I've got London as well. I've got James Bond, I've got London, I've got a stage, I've got hero, I've got getting back on track for you, Mandy. You'll have to confirm where this mismatch of this collage of images and ideas is coming from. But I'm happy that I'm saying it, and I'm not trying to make myself right, but it'd be good for my development to know. So these are two sons, and this is the relationship with your sons, and the message of the cards is that you've got to get on your high horse. I think you already have, but you've been holding back, and you've got to ride into battle, get on your soapbox, and you won't get it wrong, and you've got spirit in the card and me telling you to go for it. Okay, Mandy, so I hope you can take that. I'm going to go with Michelle Julian now at 37. I think when you post things in the narrative on the Facebook group, you've got to realise that when I'm working psychically, that my left brain doesn't work. So, hi Claire, I've done your reading. Claire. You chose 6, and I said quite a lot actually. Maybe when you've heard it in the playback, you can put some comments in, because I've said quite a lot about you actually. It was mainly about your grandma, 9, okay, if that helps, and her telling you that she's very pleased with you at the moment. But I can't tell you, I'm not looking to be right, but I think I am, and I don't know you, Claire, but listen to that message, because it's quite important. So here I am now for Michelle Julian with 37. 3 is the Trinity, and 7 is heaven. So it's funnily enough spiritually about you at the moment. So let's count down 37 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, it also brings up the number 10, 3 and 7 is 10. And it's the private place I got on my motorbike, and it's where I was born, 10 Kempton Road. So it's about transport, and it's about your home, because you are me, Michelle, and so is everybody else here. So I always relate it to my own sense of numerology. Heart chakra. So it's about love. It's about doing things that you love. It's about being lovely, liking yourself, which is a challenge for everybody. And at the moment, we can hear the narrative in our head, which quite often, because of what the world's made us, the world's turned us into doubters, cynics. We've lost our faith in humanity because we see all this shit on television. But we've got to shift from that, because that's just a projection of fear from the dark side of us, because we are the media, we are the government, in the oneness, we are the perpetrators of the things that we don't want, and we've got to love them because they are us. So the message here is that when somebody's doing the dirty on you, when the world's coming at you, Michelle, you've got to love it, because if you hate it, you're putting more hate into the vibration, and you're increasing the vibration of hate, and you'll attract more haters. So if I get a heckler, I've got to love them, I've got to heal them. I might not like them, but I've got to heal my haters. That's the message for you, Julian, and you've got Michelle, and you've got to love yourself. So you've got to work on your heart chakra, which is the balance point at number 4. So work on love, and everything else becomes balanced. So you've got to love the problems. Doesn't mean you like them. But what you've got to do is you've got to rise above them, and you've got to take the lesson and say, why am I creating this? Or what am I here to learn, Michelle? And if you don't learn the lesson, then more of what you don't want will come at you. So if I'm arguing with everybody and the lesson is stop arguing, I've just got to shut the hell up. Because the more I argue, the more people who come at me will give me the opportunity to learn that lesson to shut up and not argue. You know, I mean, I used to teach martial arts, and I used to do it from the point of view of self-defense, but I shouldn't have been fighting or teaching fighting. Fighting doesn't work. And it was a sport to me, but it took a spine injury to stop me doing it. So the world will make you ill to stop you doing what you shouldn't be doing. I think that's a message that you need to hear. And you can make yourself sick to death. So you need to, before the world gives you a final lesson and takes you out of the game, you've got to learn the lesson of love. And if you don't learn the lesson of love in this life, you'll come back and learn it in another life. And that's hard words, but it's the truth, Michelle. And that's what I think you had to hear. I'll choose another card for you. Oh, it's another chakra card. Oh my goodness. There's only 7 in the deck. So you hit on the heart chakra. And this one is the crown chakra, which you can't make it up, can you? Because I did say it's a spiritual reading. So the way that you come from love is to tune into who you authentically are. It's not, you know, Michelle Julian is your name, but you're not. You're an angel. So you've got to access your angelic self. You've got to behave and earn your angel wings while you're on earth. So your behaviour is being watched, and you've got to be impeccable. No dark side, no shadow side, all love and light. Grow into that before the end of the year, Michelle, and that's what I'm going to leave you with. Mark Williams at 18, 1 and 8, the I am, and the 8 is infinity. 8 is the gate to heaven, so it's above the crown chakra for you, Mark. So 1 and 8, 18. Let's see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You've seen it before me. And it's the awareness card. I don't know anybody that's more aware than Mark. He's a personal friend of mine, but I've not seen him now for about 7 months, and we've not had many conversations either. But have awareness, Mark. You've got a wisdom, and this is you, the male guru, the Sufi, the seer, and it's burning at your crown chakra, and it's the I am. So you are very significant and very important at the moment in the role that you're playing. You're playing the game very well. Spirits are happy with you. And stay in that role. You've got to look after yourself long enough so that your reign in that terrain can sustain. All the rhyming words, I don't know where it comes from, but that's what you've got to do. You've got to do more of what you're doing and be well to do it, because your wisdom and your love and this candle is not just there for you and your immediate, that you're going to be more influential than you realise, that you're being watched by people who you might not be aware are watching you. It's their awareness and your awareness. Expand your awareness beyond the confines of your own little self-created. Hiya, Paul. I'm going to do, you asked me last time, I never got to it, Paul. Number 11, you're next. And then I've got Annette at 47. So that's where I am for you, Mark. I hope you can take that. And we'll talk soon. So actually now, yeah, I'm going to go with Paul 11. 11 is the angel number. It's the 1 and the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Positive movement forward, journeys. Yeah, travelling, Paul. Travelling for you. It does suggest also that you'll be doing a lot more things on your own. And you've got to do things that float your boat, not somebody else's boat. And you've got to make sure that anybody that's in your boat isn't there to sink it. So positive movement forward. 8, as I say, is the gate. So it's not so much physical goals or physical destinations, it's spiritual destinations. So it's going to places that maybe, let's say you went to Blackpool. You wouldn't think that Blackpool was a spiritual destination. You probably think it was fun fairs and slot machines and kiss me quick hats and candy floss, karaoke bars. But if you got to Blackpool, there'd be a spiritual lesson that's there for you. And if you just dwelt on all the trivia, you'd miss the spiritual lessons. So I'm saying that because you've got some traveling to do, and the spiritual lessons, and these spiritual lessons are for you. And even if you take somebody with you, I feel that you have got excess baggage at the moment, with the greatest of respect, that the people that you've got around you are not necessarily assisting you to get to the destination that Spirit want for you, or that you want for you, that you deserve and desire. Firm foundations it comes up with. Mountains to climb, and you're not going to climb them with baggage. This man is stripped to the waist, backbone, with mountains to climb, and this creates the stability at number 4. And 4 is the heart chakra, so it's doing things that float your boat, nobody else's, and not taking people who sink your boat. And I think you've had a lot of passengers who've dragged you down, and you've got to travel light, travel alone, and be strong, and get your backbone back. Find yourself again. Do things that strengthen you, Paul, and not weaken you. And anybody that's sort of like heckling you, they need to go. Any hecklers, any doubters, they're jealous anyway. They're jealous. People heckle you because they want to be you. That's what I found. I've never found a heckler that's doing better than me, and that's not arrogance. And that's true for you. If you've got a heckler, they won't be doing better than you. They're trying to drag you down to where they are. Don't be dragged down. And you don't necessarily have to bring them up. Right, okay, that's tough talk, isn't it? Annette Jones. Hi, Annette. 47, 4 is stability, 7 is heaven, 7 and 4 is 11, which is the same number that Paul got. And Paul's on a trip to heaven, 11. Angel numbers, getting angels round him, not demons, not getting people round him that drag you down. Being elated and getting to a place where you can fly, Annette. 47, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, many choices. Okay. Okay. With some people I work with the cards, with some people I work with the images, with some people I just empathically feel it. With sometimes a confusing story comes round. Sometimes it's almost like a mediumship thing, and I get messages. I've got grandfather here. Okay. Choose wisely. 2 opportunities have gone. And there's you, or what you should be doing is sitting there in a position of power and stillness. If you've not got stillness at the moment, hashtag Sunday silence or stillness training in the Mr. GTV Facebook page, because there's all the training there and all the experiential meditations that I normally do on a Sunday, hashtag Sunday silence. Finding silence and not going into arguments, Annette. There's a witchy element with you. A fascination of things spiritual. Not necessarily religious, a bit paganistic. And your grandfather's pleased with that and wants you to develop that. And he's actually singing your praises. And I think singing is relevant for you. And this is your father's father. And I think your father sings. I don't know if you're there, Annette, but I don't need you to say yes. I think I'm getting this right. You can post it when you watch on catch up. But your father's singing, and your father's father is singing. It's your father's father that's giving me this, that's saying that you've got to pursue your interests and you're not to your full potential. And you've got many choices, but choose wisely. Choose wisely for me means choose from higher self, not lower self. Lower self choices from the heart down are hedonistic, materialistic. Let that go. So I mentioned the witchy thing, I don't know why, but it's about spells and intentions. So if this was a magic wand and not a pen, and you were granted a wish, what would you wish for? And that, I don't know why I'm doing that, but I've been told to do it, and it's almost like your dad and is conducting. So it's like there's a massively powerful, you're welcome, Paul, massively powerful choir. That's what I'm hearing, that's what I'm feeling behind you, pushing you forward with voice. So you've got to speak. You've got to speak your truth, Annette. And you've got to speak up for yourself, and the direction that you're going in also involves verbalization and talking. It's a talking career, it's a communication career, that's a better word. Creating a commune, a community. I don't think it's a coven, but I think it's probably something very similar to what I do in your own community, like spiritual leadership. I don't know you, Annette, but that's what I'm getting through your grandfather, through your father, this verbalization, this singing. And I always say, and you'll hear me say quite often, don't go to your grave with the song still inside you. You've got to sing your song. You've got to let it go and go with the flow. And you're not. And your grandfather's telling you to do that. You've got to follow the theme of your dream. Achieve your dream. Don't settle. That's what I'm being told to tell you. Don't settle. I think I've gone through all the people that gave me numbers in advance. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm going to go to some of these numbers now from people that have come in and given me numbers. And I'm going to go first of all with Jill Williams at 33. Then I'm going to go with Kat Garner at right, okay, just let me have a look. Put on the screen, Kat, what? I think you chose 5. No, it was Andrew Smart Richards that gave me 5. But Jill Williams has given me 33. I'm going to go with that first of all. Don't know you, Jill. It's not important to know you. It's probably better that I don't. And if I do know you and I've forgotten, then I respect. I told you that my brain doesn't work logically when I'm doing these readings. It works. I'm working 2 cameras here, just in case you're wondering why I'm looking there, then looking here. I'm streaming YouTube and I'm streaming Facebook, Mr. GTV. Mr. GTV is the platform, whether you're a Facebook lover or not, that I can talk directly with. Otherwise, it's hard to get lives interactive on YouTube. Although you can comment on YouTube, and I will get back to you. So 33, Jill Williams. 3 and 3, that's a duality. That's the Trinity. 3, third chakra is solar plexus, so it's about energy for you, and add them together, it gives you 6. And so your mind is taking your energy away, but it can also build your energy. A thought can deplete you, or it can empower you, take your power away, or it can boost you up. And I think that's something that I've got to say, Jill, to be aware of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3. Seen it before me, and it's about a material harvest for you. Okay, and it comes up with 9, which is the divine. Material harvest means that for you, it's being taken care of. Your earthly circumstances are coming out now, and Harvest Festival is like, where you reap the harvest of what you've done. You gather up the results of work that you've put in earlier. So you plant the seeds, you pick out the weeds, and then you go and get the fruits of your labours. So it's a time for you to gather now. The image says fruits of labours, coins, water, which is energy. So I can only see that for you, Jill, as being that you've waited quite a while to get what you deserve, and it's coming your way. Let me just choose another card for you from a different deck. Comes up with the lovers and relationships. So your relationships are coming together. It comes up for November, really. So we're in September now, October, November. So by November, you're going to reap the harvest of all the efforts that you've put into the relationships and communications and love that you've given. You're not a people pleaser, but people are pleased with you. And now you've got to concentrate on reaping the benefits of the work that you've put in for other people. There's this expression that for a lot of people, you would cross oceans for them and they wouldn't jump puddles for you. And maybe that's what you've thought, but you're going to be on the receiving end of what you deserve and desire. So that's for you, Jill. That's just Catherine, 5. That's my daughter. Not seen her since I left the UK. April. It's quite a while, although we talk daily. But very easy to give spirit messages, even though you have a physical relationship. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5's about change. Catherine reads these cards. It's about destiny. Okay, it comes up with 10 again, my favourite number. Lived most of my childhood at 10 Kempton Road. 10's an important number. It's the 1 and the 0. So the 0 is the full circle. It's still point, and the 1 is the I am. So I am the still point. So this is about stillness, Catherine. And it's about, from stillness, leading a coven or a group of people. And this is your destiny, to come from stillness, to come from a centered power, the I am. And it's changing now. Who are you? You chose the 5. So it's changing now into who you always were and should be. So we create many guises, which are disguises. But now it's time to reveal yourself and not hide behind a mask or hide behind a title. So I am a hypnotist, but that's what I do, not what I am. I was an AA man. That's what I did, not what I am. And you've got to basically now, where you are in your evolution, stand by who you really are. I mean, you are a mum, you are my daughter, you're in a relationship, you've been an employer, an employee, you've been a firefighter, all those are chapters, and now it's time at the end of 2023 to really become who you're meant to be to complete your soul journey. That's how I feel that number is relevant for you, that's the change that you've got to create. Choose one more card from my Osho deck. I've done this twice tonight, but okay. You know what that means, Catherine. And that's what you've got to have less of. And that's why the card is stillness, and that's the duality. That without the stillness, even though, and for me also, sometimes I can seem very centered and balanced on the outside, but on the inside they can be in a turmoil because I care. Because I'm conscientious. Sometimes that being conscientious and caring, striving and never arriving at perfection for other people, can be the undoing of you. And so the number for you, 5, is to basically change into the stillness and to change into the authentic you. and not to play any roles anymore to please other people, including me, your dad, including your clients or other members of your family. Just be authentically strong in who you are, because you're brilliant. And the last one I'm going to do tonight, I think she sent me a message, and I'll close with this, and that will complete the hour. So thank you, everybody. As I say, when I announce these, which are going to be regularly Tuesday nights, always Tuesdays, Tarot Tuesday, you can give your numbers in advance, and then if you can't take part, you can watch on catch up. And I would like your feedback, but if you don't want to, there's no problem at all. I'm looking for, there we go, Andrea Smart Richards, who's also chose 5. So change going on for Andrea. I'll count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these cards are charged up before I start going off cam with my trusted Master Generator crystal, smoky quartz. And there's been a bit of mediumship tonight, hasn't there? So I'll be interested to know whether or not you've enjoyed that. Authority. Stepping into your own authority, Andrea. Not unjustly, but to oversee justice, to make sure that you uphold the law as you see it. So this is creating balance. So they've got the 2 pillars of balance, and actually, you know, you've got the number 8 in if you look at that, that's an 8. So the image of the folded. So this is guarding the gate, number 8. So Andrea, you know, you're going to be almost like overseeing and putting your, I would suggest, loving judgment to make sure that justice is not just seen to be done, that's done. So there's something that's going on at the moment that needs your discernment. Let's just choose another card to help me with this and to help you. So it comes up with flowering. So although it's a strong image of a man in judgment, you're sitting on a lily flower and you're observing something, and a lily is a beautiful flower that grows in shitty waters. That's the metaphor of the lily flower. It's a symbolic of Thailand, the lily. You know, you see the Buddha on the lily, and the Buddha found enlightenment in a shitty world. So you're going to find loving judgment in a shitty situation. So you're in a shitty situation, rise above it, float on a lotus flower, see the love, and make sure that you get justice, Andrea. I'm going to close there. God bless you all for watching. Be powerful. If I can help you at all, you know where I am. If you need a chat, I'm here for that. And as I said right at the very beginning, I've got a number of you that have actually volunteered to take one-to-one readings. That's Michelle Julian, Sue Parker, Sarah Jane Thorne, Helen Garner, Alicia Dawn Roberts, Steph Thomas, Sheena Williams. The £55 readings, the £10 off, and that £55 will be given collectively to a local school here, a temple school for underprivileged kids, and we're trying to raise enough money to buy them a computer. I'm trying to raise £1,000. I'm going to give the £1,000 to the school. You'll see that, I'll film that, which will be your donation and mine, and we'll get them a computer because they haven't got one. And you know, in a world of technology, these kids need to be computer literate, and they've just not got a computer. So I saw the need. I thought, I've got a skill, I can go out there. If I can do 20 readings for 55 quid, there's £1,000, give the school £1,000. Everybody's happy, and so are you. So help me please raise the money. I'll be asking those people when they want the readings during September, October. And if you want a reading for 55 quid, which is £10 off the 65, it's an in-depth reading. It's all digitally recorded. It'll be uploaded to Vimeo. You'll get a password. You've got that for life, and everybody's a winner. Be powerful, guys. Enjoy your mind. Check out everything that I'm posting on Mr. GTV. Do me a favour, if you're watching this on YouTube, go to YouTube, sign in, or go to YouTube channel, find Mr. GTV and subscribe to it. I'm trying to get 1,000 viewing hours, and I'm trying to get 1,000 subscriptions. When I do that, I can bring you more free content and get out to more people. in challenging times, we need to be spiritual warriors, strong and loving, positive and kind, and powerful. That's what we're here to do. And we can do it, me and you. The world that we see comes from you and me, so we've got to see a brighter place, put a smile on your face, and keep going through the shit so we can shift. Good night.